When you're exploring soul purpose, one of the things that is so important is to look at what is your vision and what is it you want to see differently in the world. This is such a beautiful question because it lights up your heart and it helps one to explore what it is that you want to make a difference in the world. A lot of us come with a purpose. Every one of us come with a calling and a purpose in life. And we're all co-creators and leaders and are meant to, um, be a channel of service to others. And the beautiful thing about service is that the way the creator has made it is it's supposed to be joyful work. And that is really helping us to see it's about connecting to that joy and what lights us up in our heart, that spark of work that brings us fulfillment. So when we start with a vision and we start to look at what it is that we want to see differently in the world, what transformation we want to see in the world, we are allowing ourselves to explore the unconscious and explore what we hate the most right now in our world and what transformation we want to see in the world. And it's really entering this space of exploration with curiosity and wonder and imagination and giving oneself permission to dream a bit, to imagine creating something that's amazing, that is purposeful and can bring change to the world. And this is so vitally important to enter into this mindset because the limited mind will say, oh, who are you to think you can do this, right? Who are you to think you can do something that big or so great? Who are you to think that you can really be a channel for that level of greatness? All right, so let's back up a second because I've been there. And the cool thing is if you meet that in your mind, right? The way I help myself transform that is to just say the creator in me or the higher self in me is the one that does the work and is the one that brings the transformation. I am the vessel to collaborate with a higher intelligence to bring about that awesome gift and superpower and transformation that the creator wants to bring in this world so we can co-create a better world. We can co-create a better future. We can envision transformations in our current economy and different industries where they're operating out of greed or operating out of misalignment with God's will. So this piece of exploring the vision helps us to come into a place of wonder and say, what is it that really boils my skin? This gives you information about your soul purpose. It gives you information. And I try this with myself. It works. And many others. It gives you insight. I mean, there are many other questions, right, to tap into, but this one is golden. And one night I was getting ready for my nighttime routine and I was like going through this, like, why am I here? This fundamental question, why are we all here? And there is no mistake. Each one of us is here for a unique purpose and calling. And the higher self through us, our soul wants to give this beautiful gift that we're here to give. So when we tap into this vision, so I'm going to give you an example of my vision, and I'm still working through how to word this, but I've found the key indicators and the industries that I hate the most. I want to see change, because it's been my journey and it has been like the wound that I've had to work through to get to this point where I'm like, this is what I'm here for. So I can own that because I've done the exploration and I can tap into that within myself. So I'm here to support you with that too. So what I hate the most, Okay, so I hate, first I gotta go through a list, okay? I hate disconnection to the creator. Anything that is in my psyche or anything that um, disconnects me from being the higher self, example, the lower self patterns, I hate them. In other words, I hate when it runs me. I hate when it takes over my consciousness. I hate when I'm being it because it's not who I am. So I hate anything that isn't truth. I hate falsehood and I hate deception and I hate anything that the lower forces try to do to disconnect us to our truth and to fulfill our potential. So I don't like any of that. Mental health crisis, depression, suicide, I don't like any of that because I believe it is cry out for the soul, and it is a deep pain of the soul wanting to be free from the patterns of the lower self that is occupying the mind, the body, the personality, and taking over, running the show. So I don't like that. The second thing that I hate is lack. So anything that has to do with people not being able to live a life of prosperity and just freedom in that, because a lot of people are living in a world where they're unable to create the sustainability and the lifestyle that they want. I believe that we're not here to live the way we are in this type of culture. I don't think that this is what the higher self, creator of all that is, providence, whatever name you give that higher power, intended for us. I think that mankind, we've really stepped away from the creator's will. And as a result, we have a world that is not built upon that lifestyle of work that is meant to be healthy for the family unit and healthy for people's lives, where it doesn't feel like slavery. And it just feels like you're doing something you love versus you're just doing something for the money. So I don't like that. I believe that the creator's will is for us to have a life of prosperity and to live in an abundance and to contribute from that place of purpose. So those are examples of things I hate, and hence why I do the work that I do. My work as a soul purpose coach is to help people discover their purpose in life, to align with that, and to evolve into their higher self. This is the work I'm here for. And I've done this work. I do it on myself all the time. I'm living, breathing, eating it, sleeping it. It's all I do every day. So I know it's my calling because I know it. I feel it. And I've done a lot of discovery work to get there. So this is an example of looking at the world, looking at the industries, looking at your whole childhood and your journey, and looking at what you hate the most in the world that you see as like representing like a lower self pattern or lower self in the industry or anything at all that you just can't stand that injustice, and looking at the transformation of what you want to see in the world. So I'll come back to the vision I was mentioning about mine earlier, which is, I would love to see where there's no more mental health crisis. Like depression is no longer normal. That people are free from the lower self or the antichrist forces that occupy the unconscious. That people have free will choice to choose and are living in alignment with their purpose and can live a life of prosperity on earth. I'd love to see people doing work they love versus work they hate. I'd love to see people having more of a financial freedom, but also a mental, emotional, spiritual freedom where we're connected to the higher self and we're having a relationship with the creator intimately as you would a friend or someone you love dearly. That is the number one part for me. If co-creating that level of intimacy with the beloved higher self where our relationship with the creator, we walk with the creator step by step, and every decision is made with the higher self. And it's the higher self leading forward and is what governs the world, that people are connected to that and living from that and making decisions from there and making decisions in business with our higher self, like the best partner of all, making decisions from the higher self and becoming the higher self so that we are our better version of ourselves in the world for our loved ones and for whatever we do in the world. We are being a whole different level of essence. And so we are basically just giving love, And that is just the way to go versus the opposite, you know. So that was a mouthful. Just to circle it back to vision, looking at what sparks your heart, what it is that you feel is your part here in this world. And this is just the beginning of this discovery. There's so much more branches of this discovery, right, to tap into, to get to know yourself more intimately. But I wanted to share this because if you're ever feeling like, wow, what am I here for? Why am I here? And how can I make a difference? And if you have an idea of what that is and you want to go deeper, you can ask that question and you can take yourself to another level and then to another level and then to another level as you do that unraveling of your own soul's blueprint. Because everything that you need to know about your purpose is already inside of you. It's already inside your heart. It's in your blueprint and it's already in your life. You just got to look for it. You got to find it. And when you ask those questions, you are unraveling your that beautiful blueprint and plan that the higher self, creator of all that is, has in store for you. I want to keep this video short, but if you wanted to leave a comment below, just explore, your vision. If you have one and you want to explore that journal prompt, feel free to do so. It's powerful. It's transformative. Once you start to do this soul purpose discovery, it takes you into a place of inner alignment once you do this work. And it allows you to stand in your truth and have a reason to live. Like, it takes you beyond depression, I feel. It gives us a reason to stay here when it's muddy, cloudy, and things don't look good outside. You're like, well, you know what? I'm here for a reason, and I'm here to make a difference here. And once you find out what that is, then the next step is to really see what is that offer you want to bring in. So anyway, I want to thank you so much for listening. Again, my name is Tony Ann, and I just want to say thank you for watching. I wish you all the best in discovering your purpose, your calling, and wish you the best. Namaste. Bye.